Regan, thanks for the question, mate.
He's asked a fair few questions.
Yeah,
so
he has.
shout out Danny R.
Regan or Regan. What day currently would you say was the best day of your life so far? Then he put in brackets personal, bodybuilding, etc.
One day, the best day of my life. God, that's a bit of a deep question. Do you have a date? Like, I have a few that spring to mind. Like when I passed my driver's test, I thought that was a really good day.
Yeah, that was a good day, but I wouldn't say it was the best day.
No, but that was like a day that I remember thinking to myself, I'm really happy.
Yeah, I remember being buzzing. Yeah, I had a client, Conran. Yeah, my client Conran, he passed his test yesterday, and I was like, "Congrats, mate!" He was buzzing.
I've said to clients like, enjoy it because you'll look back and go, those were a good few days. Like getting your first car, that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's a good week or whatever.
When Scunthorpe beat Millwall in the playoff final.
I was going to say when Liverpool beat Barcelona 4-0. That was like that night. I remember thinking to myself like, this is like the happiest I think I've ever been. Like genuinely, that's honestly one of my top three nights.
I remember. I was young at the time, but I remember like I went to bed that night after we'd driven back from Wembley that day. So like, it was like a long day, but we'd won 3-2. I think it was in extra time. And it was such a good day. And I remember like going to bed and being like, oh, today was such a good day. Yeah. Like I was a kid at the time, but like I still remember that now. I was thinking that was a good day.
Yeah. I like my graduation. I even though it was, I've said this before, I turned up like late intentionally because I didn't want to go through the waiting. Go to mine. Yeah, I thought it was good. I went with Sanaya. I went with my mum, and it was we trained legs, and and we were running late, and it was like my time was like I don't know, like 3 p.m. and I got there like 4:30. But it was wicked because there was no one there like other than just a few people that were like a little bit late. I didn't have to wait in any lines. I just took my photos, said hi and bye to the people that I like that worked there that I liked, and then I was like, sound cool. Like it was really efficient.
Can you remember anyone's name from uni?
What, like people that I went to class with, or like
people like
teachers, like lecturers?
Yeah, like lecturers.
Nah, unless I saw their face, and even then, probably not.
Can you remember anyone that you went to class with?
Yeah, a few, but that's through social media where like
very rare, very few.
Yeah, well, like I'll see them like someone will like. I had a comment the other day from someone I went to uni with, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. Like his name was Ethan. I was like, "Oh, that's weird." Like I haven't seen him, or even thought about him in a long time. But yeah, that was a good day. Otherwise, like, there's not really any like. I bet you could probably say, "Oh, the show you won," but I didn't really. That's just a cool day in general. But it wasn't like this is the best day of my life. It was just a day that I was like, oh, "That's quite a good day."
Yeah, I think when you look at the time, you don't really realise it. Yeah, you know what I mean, like when you look back, it's like so like when my first date with Shannon, like looking back now, that was a really good day, and that's like been a pivotal day in my life so far.
I liked if I was to like bunch up. I liked the weekend that we had in Liverpool.
Yeah,
I thought that
got pissed.
Me and Finn got absolutely on it. So anything that involves alcohol,
anything that involves pints.
No, I think that was a good weekend because I flew to Canada like a few days after. So it was like we trained at a cool gym. We had a nice weekend away. We then went to Canada, me and Sanaya did, and that was like a good 3 or 4 days. So that was like that was probably the best time like this year. I'd say
Poland this year will be.
Yeah, Poland. Yeah, we're going to
big session in Poland.
Big session in Poland, but I'm going to be 4 days out.
We've given plenty of.
Would you have one that stands true as a collective, or would you just go? There's a fair few.
There's a fair few, but I'd say in terms of like nostalgia when Scunthorpe won. Yeah. And in terms of like the impact it's had on my life, first date with Shannon.
Yeah.
Because that ended up being a whole day when it shouldn't have been. Yeah. Like we met like late morning. We were going to go for a drink. And we went because I was a bit late because I was PTing. We went for food and then we basically just stayed together until like 10 p.m. We went to Centro Lounge.
Okay.
And we sat on table 13 and we were like, oh fucking hell, it's 13 unlucky. And then like obviously now
Centro Lounge overrated.
Centro Lounge at the time, I've not been in probably a year or more, but at the time it was mint. It was really good.
It was very meh.
When did you go?
Oh, like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I went after
this
a holiday.
was like 5 years ago.
We got in.
It was good.
We got in after going on holiday, and we were like, "Oh, it's lunch. Let's go to Centro Lounge." And
depends what you get.
The most overrated. I thought all the food was just.
There's
average.
some. Yeah, a lot of the stuff. If I wouldn't go for an evening meal,
no,
because there's not like one option that'd be like you're best off if you go in there. You're best off going for breakfast.
Yeah,
because the breakfast is class.
Yeah,
like the all day breakfast, I think it's called, and like there's loads of different options. The breakfast is good. So like whenever we've gone for breakfast or like brunch.
Okay. Yeah.